Yes, mate, how are we all doing? Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be back looking at the UFC Reddit. It is the day after Misfits Boxing, and as we know, our boy Tony Fergurson got the win. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it, but before we get into the video, I just want to say a massive thank you to each and every single one of you on the support in the last few videos. It has been absolutely incredible. We have jumped massively in subscribers. It's great. Thank you so much, each and every single one of you. If you haven't already, please do click that sub. We're on our road to 500 subscribers. And the quicker you press it, the quicker I get there. And that would be great. That's our goal for the end of September. Anyway, let's get straight into this and have a look at what's going on the UFC Reddit. Right, Tony Fergurson wins his boxing debut. Let's have a look. We've all seen it. All right. We've all seen it, but let's see it again. Get some audio in there. That's a huge shot. I think people calling it an early stoppage. They need some advice. This is not an early stoppage, by the way. Salt Pappy was doing nothing. He was not firing back. If he was firing back still, different conversation. Look at how much it means to our boy Tony, man. Look how much it means to him. Just look at him. He's so happy. I'm so happy he got the win. I cannot believe it. I'm so happy. I had my doubts. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think he was going to get it done. But he did. Because he is him. I don't know why. When you actually look at the experience of Tony Fergurson against a guy like Salt Pappy, an influencer with like couple years training, this should have been the outcome. You know, when you think about it, this should have been the outcome, and thank God it was. Tony finally back in the win column since 2019. I am so happy. Us Europeans waking up and seeing Tony won. It was a good feeling. I went to bed, I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely knackered. I woke up to find out Tony won, and this was my reaction. Genuinely my reaction. I'm so... 589 people twisting the... Who come up with this Reddit page, man? Shit. Habib James. I mean, brilliant. Brilliant. Who comes up with this shit? Who looked at that and thought Kevin James? I didn't until you just said it. Yeah, look how much it means to Tony, man. He's so happy. Round 1, he didn't look that good, you know. He looked washed. And then he came out round 2 and 3, looked so much better. Yes, Tony. Undefeated, 100% finish rate, and never seen a second round. That ain't true. That ain't not true. That ain't not true. Oh, he is. Oh, he actually is undefeated. He's 3-0. And what? Oh, he lost that. That's boxing. Round 1. All submit. He beat Carl Walker. What's that about? And he playing for Burnley now. What's going on there? What's going on there? Not surprised. Yeah, do you know what? Fair enough. And now he's some sort of fake champion. Call it what you want. If you win a belt in Misfits Boxing, you ain't no champion. You ain't no world champion. Let's go CSO. 0 boxing losses. 2 losses, 4 losses. That's why he's the GOAT. The best of all time. As he said. Yes, this is the best. I'm upvoting this. 100%. Wow. What has this got to do with the price of cheese, by the way? Kobe, I'm the UFC Covington at Celebrity Poker table not getting recognised. This could be good. That looks more like Paulo Costa, if you ask me. Bit of audio wouldn't kill. Oh, it is that is Paulo Costa. Do you think he works out?
Drinks this juice. Yeah. And he drinks this juice carton and it's his secret juice. He fucks with everybody.
Thanks, sorry, not me.
This timepiece down here, by the way, absolutely gorgeous. We're looking at a Rolex day date. What helmet? What pleb? We're looking at a Rolex Daytona two-tone. Absolutely gorgeous. Just for reference, it looks like he's got some sort of GMT on. Rolex GMT, maybe an Explorer. It looks more like a GMT. Very nice. Very nice watches there.
Hospital, yeah, in Vegas. You came with Bryce. I'm in UFC. You might have to grind the palms.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. Yeah, I forgot about that.
She actually has no idea.
Because the last one I played, I was going to go with you back to Miami for one.
That's right.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. You're going to come on the private jet. Good to see you.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
How do I watch this, by the way? This is my kind of vibe. I'd enjoy this. They genuinely had no idea who either of them were. Suspension reduction deal is to coach women's MMA. He's clocking in the hours. I have suggested to the commission that he has corner female MMA as well. Waiting to hear back. If Sean Strickland, look at how miserable this B-Tech Tyson Fury looks, man. Interesting. What have I done? Why is there noise? What's going on? Whoa. What the fuck have I done? Come back in. Right, we're back. Anyway, if he has to coach a women's MMA fight, that will be the funniest shit I have ever seen. Moving on. He's back, boxing debut. Bosh. He's so back. I mean, you can't really blame either of those two for losing. They did fight like the top of the world, you know. He fought Salt Pappy. I'm not hating on Tony Ferguson. I'm just saying. Which UFC fight have you watched multiple times? Conor McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez. I've watched that fight so many times. Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. I've watched a lot. Other than that, I've rewatched Roy Val versus Van the other day. I'm gonna say you something that this was my first ever. I was a huge Conor fan. Huge. He got me into the sport. I have never watched this fight since watching it live. Honest to God, I've watched like highlights. I've watched short replays. I've never rewatched the full fight because I hated the way I felt that day. Because I was such a Conor fanboy. I wanted him to win so badly. I have not rewatched this fight ever. Apart from the time I watched it live, I have never rewatched the full fight. Darren Till with a vicious KO win. Hey, look, I'm just saying, this was a hell of a KO, man. Bang, body. Oh my god, the combo. Look at how Rock holds. He got knocked out so hard, he's submitting himself. That is a crazy knockout. The hand speed here and that shot is alright, brilliant. Just didn't do that, did I? That shot is gorgeous. Most fighters would have stopped after that two-piece in there. What a knockout. Darren Till. Fair. He's scared. Cano has been awfully quiet since witnessing T-Ferg Cup. Alright. Comeback. Brilliant. Yeah, he has. I've not seen nothing. Wow. Did you know? Oh, that's an advert. Brilliant. Beverly hates my pasta sauce. Do I want to watch this?
I saw one off pasta sauce and the world goes crazy. Ridiculous. So I like to come in nice and early, you know? Set up. Preparation is key. Mate, the punters, they're going to be all over this stuff. Bulk's pasta sauce. Can't get any better.
Just one pasta sauce, please.
Just one. You need to buy two, mate. You're too skinny. What are you, flyweight? Tap and go. Tap. You know I never tap. Hey, how's your father? You call him? Yeah, when you getting married? Mate, you're getting a bit older now. It's getting stale down there. Ah, good boy. Here. Have some of this. Hey, $5, sir. $5. Nah, cash only. Hey, everybody. Cash only.
Is it gluten-free?
Free. You buy one for $5, two for $10. Deal just for you. Yeah, Dan, that's plenty of time. Fax me through the contract. See you next week. Who's next?
So no more fighting, Bob?
Mate, the fighting never stops. Here, come here, let me show you something. Clearly, it's all on my side. It's ridiculous, man.
What'd you say, little passer boy?
Nothing, Beverly. I'm just saying, you stay on your side, I stay on mine.
Piss off! Come and get some Spanish paella. It's got a real knockout punch to it.
She doesn't even have a permit for a store. She's just doing it out of spite.
Here's the bowl for you. Promise I didn't spite in it. More like Alexander the Gout.
Hey, that's a low blow, Beverly. But that does remind me. My pills. What day is it?
Hey, you know what? That's actually quite a funny video. I don't know how it's ended up on this Reddit, if I'm being perfectly honest, but it is a funny video. I cried like a little girl. Why don't you ever give up? Because he never did. This is what I mean. Never believe you're good enough. Met the legend today. Sick. Thank you for that. Nate Diaz is wrong for this.
No, hey, Hamza, if you in there, don't be a bitch. My boy's right here. Fight him. Quit talking my name. And anybody
Yeah, if I was him, I'm like, you need to shut up. You need to shut up now. He don't want to lose face in front of Nate Diaz. Do you remember that fight was supposed to happen? Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. That would have been. I would have bet. I would have sold everything I own and dashed it all on Khamzat Chimaev. And it would have been free money. And I would have then bought everything I had back, and I'd have money left over. Because that would have been the closest thing we got to straight since the dawn of time. That would have been a ridiculous fight. They delivered. But is it me? Or like no one wants Dylan Dennis to win until he wins? Like in the build up to the fight, nobody wants him to win. And then he wins and everyone's like, oh yay, Dylan won. 1 minute you said you didn't want him to win. No, I didn't. I don't get it. I mean, I'm happy for him. I don't mind Dylan Dennis. People hate him because they don't like his character, but it very much is a character and it works so well. He's so marketable because he comes across as so unlikable, and because of that, he sells fights and he always will sell fights. He called KSI out to an MMA fight. I cannot stress this enough. KSI should never, ever, ever even step near this man with MMA rules. KSI lasts not even 30 seconds in an MMA fight with Dylan Dennis. I mean, that whoever the bloke he fought, Simpson bloke, survived not even 10. KSI has an awkward stance, a front. What am I trying to say? His front leg is out there. He is begging to be single legged. That's what I'm saying, and it's over in 30 seconds. Over in 30 seconds. The only way KSI should ever fight Dylan Dennis is if it's boxing rules. That is it. No other way. I'm not crying. You are. Yeah, I could have cried like a baby. Next for Till. Nah, Tyron Woodley's. When was Tyron Woodley's last fight? It wasn't the second Jake Paul fight, was it? That was like 2020. That's crazy. Never gonna hear the end of it. Let's watch it. Do you want the first? Look, hang on. Look. Here we go. So the fight comes out. Who's this bloke? Oh, Spencer, not Simpson. So he comes out. This is probably one of the lowest IQ moments I've ever seen in my life, by the way. That was a solid. The first few shots from Dennis were actually okay. That he went in for like a nice little uppercut, old Spencer. That jab's nice. That was a nice jab, right? That was a nice jab. You can't fault him for that. That was a nice jab. What the fuck are you doing? What the are you doing? I have never in my life seen such a low IQ moment than this right here. Why the fuck would you shoot on a guy who's as good as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and as good as a grappler as Dylan Dennis is when you have no experience? You might have trained grappling for 6 weeks. That is nowhere near enough. I really don't understand the thinking here. And look how quickly he snatches up the neck, drags him to the ground, and look how quickly he gets full mount. we all knew Dylan Dennis had serious talent, but that is so impressive. But that Spencer, that is one of the lowest IQ moments I have ever seen in MMA, and I've seen some bad ones. Remember when that bloke started piecing up O'Malley's legs? He was about to win the fight by breaking O'Malley's legs, and then he starts wrestling him, and O'Malley was up like 2 rounds. I can't remember his name. What was that? Smother Men? No, I won't smother men as much as I'd like to. Gaethje, after hearing he's getting a title shot over Arman, sick. I can't show that because we're asking for trouble, but we all know what that is. That's stupid. It's impossible to hate this guy. What's going on here? Islam Makhachev gives up his seat. Oh, that's nice of him. Hey, that's the same guy that was giving Khabib grief. And Khabib was all like sat there like, I don't want to know. If you haven't seen the video, you should find it. Greatest boxer of our generation. That's what I'm telling my kids. That's all I'm saying. I'm telling them this guy beats Mayweather, this guy beats Pacquiao. I'm telling them this is the best boxer of all time. That's all I'm saying. Thank God Tony Ferguson won. Yeah, I don't think I could have lived in a world where he didn't, thinking about it. And I can't actually fathom what would have happened if he lost. I can't. My brain can't commute that. What's this? Paddy Pimblett versus Arman Tsarukyan officially signed for UFC 222. Ilia Topuria versus Gaethje for UFC 322. If this is true, if this has any sort of truth behind it, this would be incredible. UFC 322 would consist of Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. It consists of Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, Valentina Shevchenko versus Weili Zhang, Paddy Pimblett versus Arman Tsarukyan, and Carlos Prates versus Leon Edwards. If that card happens, wow. And correct me if I'm wrong, but 15th of November sounds to me like this could be the last ever pay-per-view with the new Paramount deal coming next year. I don't think we get a pay-per-view in December. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But if it would not surprise me if they absolutely stack out the Madison Square Garden pay-per-view to sell as much as they can before there's no more pay-per-views. This wouldn't surprise me. I saw a few people saying there's no chance they'd stack out a card that much. But for the last ever pay-per-view, or the last ever pay-per-view that we kind of think is going to be the last ever pay-per-view, I completely understand why they do this. Absolutely insane. Maybe in the next life. I don't know why this fight never happened, man. It's so sad, isn't it? It's so sad. Maybe in the next life, like you say. Maybe. I ain't saying nothing. Merab, I'll beat the shit out of Umar in our fight. Umar's face straight after the fight. Merab's face after the fight. Yeah, fair. Fair. You can't argue with that. You cannot argue with that. I'm seeing Merab. I'm telling you, boys. Corey Sandhagen is beating Merab. I'll tell you why. A, he's better and he's going to knock him out. He's not a better wrestler, but he's going to knock him out. Secondly, Merab's already looking past Sandhagen. That never, ever, ever, ever ends well. When you look, because he's already calling for a title defense in December. That never ends well when you look through your opponent. He's getting sparked out. Absolutely flatlined. I'm not getting involved. Aaron Pico is sidelined for 6 months after his manager after getting KO'd at 319. I have the rules. I have rules, man. And when these guys get knocked out like that, I'm not going to book him for a fight for at least 6 months. Yeah, fair. As good coaching, good management even. He got flatlined. He needs to heal. Not like Charles Oliveira, who got flatlined and is now walking into a fight 2 months later against a heavy hitter in Rafael Fiziev. That's mad. Khabib Nurmagomedov gives Jack brilliant his flowers in a recent interview with Kamil Gadziev. He's been tested well. He's 9-0 in UFC. He's a champion. I see a very serious opponent in him. JDM has fantastic takedown defense, and if you do get him down, he does very well at getting back up. Both fighters exceptional on the feet. It's going to be a really interesting fight. Until this day, I wonder why the UFC rebooked, because that's what John Jones does. It was in Madison Square Garden. This card was always going to sell pay-per-views, and they knew Jones would win. That's what it comes down to. Title run starts now. Hell yeah, absolutely. Askren was an Olympian for a reason. This was a crazy recovery. Yeah, he looked out, to be fair. He did look out in that fight. You know, isn't me or does Fluffy look like a small middleweight? He does in a picture, but when you actually see him fight in real life, it is he looks a lot bigger. He looks a lot bigger. Dana, book it for the White House card now. Yeah, I'm well up for it. Nah. On a real though, I know I've seen a lot of people say that Tony Ferguson should come back to the UFC and fight Conor McGregor for the White House card. While I don't hate it, I do believe Conor McGregor batters him. Oh dear. One thing I will say is that I really, 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 really don't want Tony Ferguson to ever come back to MMA. MMA is a rule. The smaller gloves, the ground game, the leg kicks, elbows. I'm quite happy to see him just piece people up in boxing. Please, 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 just stick to boxing. For the love of God, just stick to boxing. Finally, Tony Ferguson fans right now. Absolutely. And on that note, that is going to be the end of today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, drop a like, it really helps the video out, and drop a comment as well, massively important. Let me know what you thought of Tony Ferguson getting back in the win column. Let me know who you think Tony Ferguson should fight next. Please just give him any influencer boxer, if I'm honest. Any other influencer boxer, he will beat quite comfortably. Like, as in like Assault Pappy level, not like Jake Paul. Anyway, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the new subs. I really appreciate that as well. And I shall see you all in the next one. Thanks.